they could get back-to-back draws, City. Yeah. I think they'll beat Man United, don't get me wrong, but they could get back-to-back draws, City.
Yeah.
At which point, and if the Reds get back-to-back wins, your 6 points has become 10.
And there's a chance by that point, Alexander Isak's not even started.
Yeah.
So I don't think he'll start Burnley, and if he doesn't start Burnley, he probably won't start Everton. And so they're looking at that there and thinking, well, they've got the most expensive player in British football to come in. We know how good he is, and whatever way you paint it, there's more to come from this Liverpool team, and that's why I think, if I was one of the others, I'd have been wanting to get ahead of Liverpool early, and the fact that none of them have been able to do that, it would worry me if I was a fan of those other clubs.
It's why these are big meat results, because we're having a lovely time here, Craig being really, really jovial, but there is another universe where the games go a very similar way, and Liverpool are currently only on 3 points. It is almost the last kick from Rio. Chiesa comes from nowhere to score against Bournemouth when we've got ourselves back in trouble, and Szoboszlai scores a wonder goal. What I think is this Liverpool team's got the humility at the same time to say, yeah, that is the case, but we've simultaneously got the guts to go and grab the moments, and that is a bit of a double-edged thing, and we've needed the moments because of the nature of the games and the opponents. I think when we get back, I think it becomes a bit more normal football, but we can't keep relying on the moments. We know we've got to make sure we're putting these games to bed properly.
No, but I'm not too worried just because it is so early in the season, and I think you say the humility it's the mentality, it's the mentality of champions, and it's that thing that you do every single season where if you win those games, you say that's what champions do. And if Chiesa doesn't go on, say what you would say.
We're all good, thank you very much for that.
If Chiesa doesn't come on and do what he does in that first game, is it what impact does that have in the following 2 games? But I don't want to look back now. There's no point. We've got 9 points.
Well, what I like, John, is one of the things around this time last season was, it was a bit more before United, the first 2-2-0s, one against Ipswich, one against Brentford, and I had a chat to Dan Austin in the Glen book after the Brentford one. He said we might just have to accept, we might just be quite boring, but get the job done. And then the 3-0 at United feels a bit differently, but it is sort of, I quite like the contrast of last season. It was, you were a bit like, we could just be really, really business like this season. 3 games, 3 football miracles.
I know, that's it. We were quite boring at times. I don't know if you remember the idea of, Paddy's just directed a van, it's just completely thrown me. There's so much going on. The Wasps are back as well. They're my least favourite thing about the Wasps. They're back. Paddy's directing traffic. I'm filming us. I'm drinking and everything. What a fella, honestly. What was the question? Lad, there was last season where you do the post-match shows and you'd be like, how long have we done? I was saying to Andy, how long have we done? He was like 11 minutes. And I was just like, it was the same as last week. Do you know what I mean? And Salah's good, isn't he? That sort of thing. And you were sort of almost struggling to things to say because you felt like you were watching the same almost routine wins. And so that makes me think, well, they can get back to that. Do you know what I mean? I think the manager...
It was going to be an emotional period. It's going to be a bit chaotic.
Yeah. And so new players and stuff like that. But I think the manager wants quite sort of emotionless football. Really, I think sort of sterile domination is not exactly what he's after. That's maybe being a bit harsh, but
no, I think what's interesting, John, is I think he's actually embraced. And I say embraced because no one wanted to embrace the wider context for the emotion. No one wanted it, but I think he's sort of embraced and understood he has to for a period.
Which is generally being Liverpool manager. I think he embraced it last year, and I think he's gone, you know what, it's a bit mad here and I've got to sort of ride the wave a little bit and maybe I'll join in a bit at Goodison Park. and so, they like that. All right, well, I'll keep that in my back pocket. So I think he
wants it back, the control.
Yeah, but
I think he want to control with a Burnley.
You get affected by your environment, and I think the best leaders, if you like, almost sort of embrace that, really say, well, I'll allow myself to be changed a bit by the culture of the football club and how sort of insane these fans are. And I think he's done that, but my point is, I'm not expecting a season like this because I think we will, as they get to know each other a little bit better and as the combinations work better on the pitch, just find a way to... Even just giving the ball away less will make games less eventful.
It will.
Do you know what I mean?
And I'm very in favour of it.
Yeah.
I'm very in favour of it. I wouldn't mind quite a dull run through between the September and the October international break of inevitable Liverpool victories. That would be absolutely lovely as far as I'm concerned. I hope you're enjoying this free show at the moment. Loads of excellent, exciting stuff on the Anfield app. If you want to be part of the whole thing, you can download the Anfield app and go from there. Or you can subscribe via the YouTube membership as well for video-only content and other bits and pieces. We love doing these shows. We love that you watch them. So come, be part of the journey with us.